Alright guys, so we're going to be working on the RX-8 today. Today's video is basically on reviving an old RX-8 motor, or an old Rotary for that matter. The lighting is really good. The RX-8, like I've said before, sat for about 6 years, and apex seals and rotaries don't like that. So there are a few, or one that I know of, methods to take care of that and get the car running again. But I'm gonna go drop off this battery charger for a buddy of mine. His moped is dead, and then we're gonna head over to the parts store, grab some stuff that I need, and then head over to the RX-8 and start working. So I just drove really far with the hood being popped, which is good. Increased airflow. But yeah, it's daytime, kind of. RX-8. I'll give you guys a better view of it. It's very dirty. Like I said, it's had for 6 years. But today's the day. I need to go. Fuck. I still have to go buy the right. What's it called? Spark plug socket for the car. I think it's a 13/16 on the RX-8. But all I have is like a 5/8, which is for like a Honda Civic or something. It's tiny. But it's nice with the RX-8 because if you can see down in there, I haven't really pulled everything out yet, but no, there it is. It's like right there. You don't have to stick it down in anything, which is nice. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab that tool and then we'll get to work. Alright, it's daytime now, so I mean I can kind of show you guys the car a little bit more. We're still losing light, but yeah, so still has pretty much full interior except for the rear end, because that was just easy to gut and I wanted to pull those speakers out so I could put them in the Civic. All the carpet's gonna be coming out, like I said. All the wiring harnesses are gonna be coming out. All that shit's gonna come out. All the sound deadening is gonna come out, and this might get painted. I'm not 100% sure yet, but yeah, so this is where the car is basically right now. Really nice. I'm used to working on old ass Nissans and having to clean up rust and shit when you pull the interior apart, but I'm excited. It's like, it's almost like I'm a real race, like, it's almost like we're building real race cars now because they're newer. But yeah, probably gonna pull the seats out, remove some of the carpet, get some of this wiring out of here today, and of course, refresh the Rotary. So yeah, that's it for now. Can you get the light over here? Alright. Spark plug way down there. Yeah. So this motor sat for like 6 years. Really? Yeah.
Who'd you get it from?
This guy, my instructor, actually, for engine fundamentals in class. Yeah. He overheard me talking about that team, and he was like, "You looking for a Rotary?" And I was like, "Yeah." Or looking for an RX-8? I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'll sell you one for $500." So.
$500.
Yeah. Is this the right size?
That's nice. Is it running, or would it run right now?
I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I'd probably fuck up the apex seals if I were to start it.
Gotcha.
But I mean,
that's the #1 problem with rotaries.
Yeah.
Apex seals.
Yeah, it's the right size. Okay. Just awkward as shit getting it down there.
I got my toolbox too. A little mobile one if you need that.
I got. That was not even that fast.
Don't you love to be a Mazda mechanic?
No. Are you shitting me? Come on. What is going on here? Oh, I flipped the fucking thing. Is it coming out by hand now?
Can we get your baby hands in there?
Yeah, dude, my hands are so fucking big. Yeah, you wanna try?
Sure.
Yeah.
Take your camera back.
Almost there.
Yep. Oh.
There we go. You got it?
Yeah.
So
hardest part is pulling out. Pull it, ratchet out before. Now you gotta take the ceramic and throw it at your windows, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody else does. There is not a tip on that. Or maybe there barely is one. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's probably just...
Probably Mazda stuff I wouldn't understand.
Yeah, since it's rotary, it can't go like deep in there or something. That's cool. Now we just gotta get the other one. Alright, so we got one out now. And we might, since it's just such an awkward space, pull this up. Since it is such an awkward space, we might pull that rubber little grommet that holds onto the spark plug out just so we can get it on there a lot easier. But if you can get it on, we'll just leave it for now. Alright, so we're gonna pull the little rubber piece that's inside here out just so we can easier, or get the, what's it called? So we can just get the, what's it called? The fucking socket on the spark plug easier, because right now it's such an awkward spot that we have to really push it on there, and we don't have the space to actually push it on there. So we're gonna pull this out and come back. So we got the little thing out. He's back with his small arms and hands. I can't get back in there.
Much better.
Yeah?
Much better.
It's coming off easier now. And I doubt I'll ever use this socket again because I won't have a rotary.
If you're working on rotaries, take that rubber piece out. Every other car, leave them in.
Yeah. So yesterday when we were trying to figure out how to get the MMO down into the spark plug hole so I could crank it by hand, Boone had the idea to like use a siphon or something like that, and this came to mind immediately because I have all these aquariums and stuff. I use this for dosing just random stuff. So I'm going to take the MMO, pull some of this in, and then just squirt it into the little holes. Back at the car, got the Marvel Mystery Oil and this little syringe. I've already done them, but I missed a little bit, and I mean, it's not really going to hurt if I put a little bit more in there. So basically what you do is you get your little syringe, if I can see down there, down into the spark plug hole, and you inject the serum. But yeah, so I'm gonna grab a 19mm and we'll start to crank this by hand. You can actually hear the air escaping as I crank it by hand. It's actually really smooth. I'm used to cranking piston engines, and I guess, I mean, typically you have spark plugs and stuff, so it's tight. So like normally it gets easy, then it gets hard, then it gets easy and it's hard, but it's usually never this light. Rotary. But yeah, that's all you really need to do. Crank it over by hand a few times just to get the oil all through the housings and on the rotor, just to let that set in. And what that basically does is like just re-lubricates everything, gets anything that might have sat for a while and is all kind of crusty back to its normal state. So if you're going to try to crank it, it doesn't, you know, ruin anything. So basically you want to let this sit for, you know, overnight or whatever, and then if you want to try to crank the motor, which I'm not going to do because I don't know where the starter is. I think it's in the trunk, but I haven't really wired this stuff up. And I'm actually just selling this motor. It's going to go to a dude up in Kentucky, I think. But yeah, so that's how you prep basically a rotary that's been sitting for a long time if you're going to try to revive it. Hopefully he gets this thing running and there's not any issues. It feels smooth and I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, that's all we're doing for now. Thanks for watching.